Hello, I'm Sri from CBTU. CBTU presents a course on Big Data on Hadoop, Module Machine Learning, Section Machine Learning Algorithms. Machine learning methods and algorithms are classified as instant-based algorithms, regression analysis, regularization algorithm, and classifiers. Instant-based algorithms are k-nearest neighbors algorithm KNN, learning vector quantization LVQ, self-organization map, so on. Methods in regression analysis are logic regression, linear regression, stepwise regression, and multivariate adaptive regression, splines, MARS, etc. Methods in regularization algorithms are ridge regression, least absolute shrinkage and selection operator, LASSO, lasso, elastic net, least angle regression, LARS, and others. Methods in classifiers are probabilistic classifier, binary classifier, linear classifier, hierarchical classifier, etc. Machine learning libraries available here. Some of the popular machine learning algorithms are decision tree learning, associate rule learning, artificial neural networks, ANN, and others. We are going to know about these now. As we know, algorithm is a mathematical formula, equation on how to solve problems and provide solutions. These algorithms help in achieving that. Decision tree learning uses a decision tree as a predictive model which maps observations about an item to conclusions about the item's target value. Decision tree learning uses as-no decision to arrive at valuable insights. In this, the goal is to create a model that predicts the value of the target variable based on several input variables. These are some of the decision tree algorithm techniques and methods. Association rule learning is a method for discovering interesting relations between variables in large datasets. This finds application in web usage mining, intrusion detection, manufacturing supply chain, bioinformatics, and many others. Some of the techniques used in association rule learning are a priori algorithm, ECLOT algorithm, FP growth algorithm. Artificial neural network ANN learning algorithm is also called neural network NN. Is a learning algorithm that is inspired by biological neural networks. Computations are structured in terms of an interconnected group of artificial neurons processing information using a connectionist approach to computation. Modern neural networks are used to model complex relationships between inputs and outputs, to find patterns in data, or to capture the statistical structure in an unknown joint probability distribution between observed variables. In our body, we have a vast network of neurons. These are some of the methods and techniques used in artificial neural networks: feed-forward neural network, logic learning machine, self-organization map. Deep learning is a machine learning method based on learning data representations as opposed to task-specific algorithms. Learning can be supervised, semi-supervised, or unsupervised. Deep learning consists of multiple hidden layers in an artificial neural network. This approach tries to model the way human brain processes light and sound into vision and hearing. Some successful applications of deep learning are computer vision and speech recognition. Deep learning uses a cascade of multiple layers of non-linear processing units for feature extraction and transformation. Each successive layer uses the output from the previous layer as input. These are some of the deep learning methods and techniques. Anomaly detection or outliner detection is the identification of items, events, or observations which do not conform to an expected pattern or other items in a dataset. In machine learning, instant-based learning or memory-based learning is a family of learning algorithms. These perform explicit generalization, compares new problem instances with instances seen in the training which have been stored in the memory. KNN, LVQ, SOM are some of the methods and techniques. Inductive logic programming (ILP). This is an approach to rule learning using logic programming as uniform representation for input examples, background knowledge, and hypothesis. ILP finds application in bioinformatics, natural language processing, and others. Support vector machines are a set of related supervised learning methods used for classification and regression. Given a set of training examples, each marked as belonging to one of the two categories. SVM training algorithm builds a model that predicts whether a new example falls into one or the other category. Cluster analysis is assignment of a set of observations into sets called clusters, so that observations within the same cluster are similar according to some predesignated criteria, while observations drawn from different clusters are dissimilar. Different clustering techniques make different assumptions on the structure of the data, often defined by some similarity metric. Clustering is a method of unsupervised learning and a common technique for statistical data analysis. These are some of the methods and techniques of cluster analysis. Hierarchical method is a method of cluster analysis which seeks to build a hierarchy of clusters. Unsupervised learning is a type of ML algorithm used to draw inferences from datasets consisting of input data without labeled responses. These are various methods and techniques. In meta-learning, various automatic learning algorithms are applied on metadata about machine learning experiments. Main goal of this is to use metadata to understand how automatic learning can be flexible in solving learning problems. Ensemble methods use multiple learning algorithms to obtain better predictive performance that could have been obtained from any of the algorithms standalone. These are some of the methods and techniques in ensemble learning. Dimensionality reduction or dimension reduction is the process of reducing the number of random variables under consideration by obtaining a set of principal variables. These are some of the methods and techniques. A Bayesian network, belief network, or directed acyclic graphical model is a probabilistic graphical model that represents a set of random variables and their conditional independencies via DAG, directed acyclic graph. A Bayesian network could represent a probabilistic relationship between diseases and symptoms, etc. These are some of the methods and techniques of Bayesian networks. Reinforcement learning is concerned with how an agent ought to take actions in an environment so as to maximize some notion of long-term reward. Reinforcement learning algorithms attempt to find a policy that maps states of the world to actions the agent ought to take in those states. Reinforcement learning differs from the supervised learning problem in that correct input-output pairs are never presented. These are some of the methods and techniques of reinforcement learning. Feature learning or representation learning is a set of techniques that allow a system to automatically discover the representations needed for feature detection or classification of raw data. This replaces manual feature engineering and allows a machine to both learn the features and use them to perform a specific task. In this model, learning machine is given pairs of examples that are considered similar and pairs of less similar objects. It then needs to learn a similarity function that can predict if new objects are similar. It is sometimes used in recommendation systems. A genetic algorithm is a search heuristic that mimics the process of natural selection and uses methods such as mutation and crossover to generate new genotype in the hope of finding good solutions to a given problem. This is like finding a relation and lineage. Rule-based machine learning is a general term for any machine learning method that identifies, learns, or evolves rules to store, manipulate, or apply knowledge. Rule-based machine learning approaches include learning classifier systems, association rule learning, and artificial immune systems. We will be seeing a case study on this RBML in another session. Linear Poisson modeling (LPM) is a non-parametric approach to describing the composition of datasets formed from Poisson counting processes. Example is histograms. These are the methods and techniques of linear classifier system. Thanks for watching.